Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Three main news stories in this video for you. Firstly, finally, cat is out of the bag. Djibouti trying to stop Ethiopia Somaliland MOU, though it is showing as if it is mediating. But there are concerns, serious concerns in Djibouti. The day this MOU was signed was a sad day for Djibouti. It was said by a minister, a Djibouti minister. I have details for you. Secondly, two news stories which Sarah has for you from the Amhara region. A university president has been kidnapped, and Fano fighters were seen this week distributing fertilizer to farmers. From where were they acquiring these fertilizer sacks? Sarah has details for you. Let me start from Djibouti, viewers. Djibouti is key Ethiopian trade partner. Trade partner means that Ethiopia uses Djibouti's ports. Uh, uh, all Ethiopian imports and exports are handled by Djibouti's ports. Fuel supplies which arrive in Ethiopia arrive through Djibouti's ports too. And one port of Djibouti is exclusively for these fuel imports. And Djibouti earns millions of dollars monthly on monthly basis from Ethiopia. By the way, Ethiopia supplies clean drinking water to Djibouti as well. Ethiopia supplies electricity as well to Djibouti. And we know that now Ethiopia wants to diversify its use of ports. It does not want to rely on one port only. Why? Because Ethiopia says that Djibouti's authorities blackmail Ethiopia. They demand increase in tariffs, and this restriction is keeping Ethiopian economy unable to progress rapidly. That's why Ethiopia wants to have access to sea. It wants to use more ports. It wants to use more than one ports. It might start using Kenyan Lamo port, Thailand's Berbera port, maybe ports in Eritrea and Somalia as well, if the two sides agree. So while Ethiopia is planning to start using other ports, Djibouti is worried, seriously worried. Minister of Djibouti gave a talk at a forum organized to assess the impact of the Ethiopia-Somaliland MOU on Djibouti. And there, what the man said, who is part of Djibouti's cabinet, indicates that perhaps the strongest resistance to this MOU is coming from Djibouti, though indirectly. By the way, when the MOU was signed, Djibouti issued a statement calling for restraint, calling for negotiation, as if it was not disturbed by the MOU, as if it was a mediator. And 2 days ago, we heard from Djibouti's foreign minister, Mahmoud Yusuf, who said that Djibouti was mediating between Ethiopia and Somalia. One meeting had been held in Kenya. Second would be held in Djibouti. So on the one hand, Djibouti is mediating between Ethiopia and Somalia. On the other hand, Djibouti wants to stop the Somaliland Ethiopia MOU. Basically, Djibouti is backing Somalia. That is what the cabinet member said while addressing the forum. He said that the day this MOU between the two sides, Somaliland and Ethiopia, was signed, was a sad day for the people of Djibouti. It cannot be clearer than that. And he said that then debate started. What should Djibouti do? Should it stay neutral or should it support Somalia? Majority of people was in support of Djibouti backing Somalia. And then he tried to prove that Somalia is Djibouti's strategic partner. By the way, both in Somalia and Djibouti, the leadership is Somali. He said it's not pan-Somalianism, but rather our interests align, that when we were fighting the French forces, It was Somalia which helped us. Ethiopia did not help us. And Somalia is our strategic partner. So that is why we decided to support Somalia. We should stop this MOU between Somaliland and Ethiopia. It is not good for regional stability. And he did not disclose, or he did not share his assessment of the economic loss which Djibouti will suffer if Ethiopia diverts its imports and exports to Berbera. But at the root of what he said, we can see that it's basically the economic loss which Djibouti will suffer, which is the real reason behind Djibouti's resistance or opposition to Ethiopia's Somaliland MOU. Djibouti is going to lose millions of birds on millions of dollars, not birds, on monthly basis if Ethiopia diverts all its imports, exports to Berbera. By the way, if Djibouti manages to stop the MOU, will it be able to secure or to continue securing all Ethiopian imports and exports? What I have learned is that PM Abiy's government has decided that it wants access to more than one port. So whatever Djibouti does, it won't affect Ethiopian government's future planning. Government wants to rely not just on Djibouti's ports. Government delegation visited Lamo port to Ethiopian delegation in Kenya. Ethiopia, you'll see in coming years, will have access to more than one ports. Kenyan port, Lamo, Berbera port of Somaliland are two potential hosting ports for Ethiopian imports and exports. Uh, Ethiopia knows, by the way, that Djibouti will be hit. Djibouti's economy will be seriously hit if the MOU is implemented. Still, Ethiopia is ready to take Djibouti as a mediator. Why? Because Djibouti has influence in Somalia. Ismail Omar and Hassan Sheikh are on very good terms. Ethiopia does not want to alienate Djibouti. And secondly, uh, Ethiopia has not struck any final agreement with Somaliland or Kenya. So Ethiopia is dependent on Djibouti's ports so far. But now Djibouti's the role is clear. It is not neutral in this conflict. It is backing Somalia. It is criticizing Musi Bey Abdi. A few days ago, we heard from Ismail Omar, Djibouti's president, who lashed out at Musi Bey Abdi, Somaliland's president. The Somaliland president betrayed him, stabbed in the back. Why? Because a day before the signing of the MOU, Musi Bey Abdi, Somaliland's president, visited Djibouti, and there he met with Hassan Sheikh. So Somalia's president, the Somaliland's president, held a meeting in Djibouti, and the next day, very next day, Musi Bey Abdi went to Ethiopia and signed controversial MOU with Ethiopia. That is why Djibouti is calling it stab in the back. Let's see. So it means that Djibouti against Ethiopia, Somalia against Ethiopia, Eritrea against Ethiopia. To can Ethiopia still gain access to sea that eventually? Or two new stories for you from Sarah. Over to Sarah.
Hi there. Two news stories from me. The first news story is that a university's chairman has been kidnapped. Who is that chairman, and which university, and where from where this university's chairman was kidnapped? I have details for you. Second news story is about Fano fighters. And Fano fighters, uh, we all know that last week Fano fighters were caught distributing fertilizers to Bojum farmers. But we don't know from where did they get, from where did they buy this fertilizers. I have details for you about that. So let's start. So viewers, last night, Debre Birhan University. Debre Birhan University is obviously in Debre Birhan, and Debre Birhan is North Shore zone. The chairman of Debre Hans University was kidnapped. Who is the kidnapper? And the name of that chairman is Negus Tadase. And this incident happened last night when the kidnappers came to Negus Tadase's house and they kidnapped him. So it is being accused by pro-Fano sources that Negus Tadase stopped Amharic language classes. So this incident happened last night. So now we don't know if Fano fighters will take this responsibility that they have kidnapped uh, this news Jase, because uh, pro Fano sources are saying that Fano fighters kidnapped Negus Jase, but Fano fighters are not given any statement about that. So we will see if Fano fighters tell us about that, if they have kidnapped this chairman or not. So now let's move on to the second news story. The second news story we have about Fano fighters. So last week, Fano fighters were seen. They were actually seen that distributing fertilizers to Gojam farmers. So where did they get those fertilizers? Did they rob, did they steal, or did they buy those fertilizers? I have So it is being said that they robbed from Agua zone. They actually attacked agriculture office in which they were all fertilizers. When they attacked this office, they robbed the fertilizer sacks and they gave to Gojam farmers. But Fauna fighters only gave to Gojam farmers. What about Ago Avizon's farmers? And now Ago Avizon farmer will not have fertilizer sacks because Fauna fighters already gave them to Gojam farmers. After that, military took action, and then military, the Gojam command post announced that military killed 58 Fano fighters in North Gojam and Ago Avizon. And military also gave some names of leaders of Fano were who are dead, like Ibrahim Musa, Nega Muhammad, and Damascus Asifa. So, what is Fano saying now about this claim by military? Pro Fano sources said that Fano fighters are rejecting military's claim. Rather, they say that Fano fighters inflicted losses on military. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe.